Good evening, lords and ladies. I bid you welcome to the newest and most daring version of my very old play, A Midsummer Night's Dream. It's one of my best. Perhaps you've heard of it. But I trust you've never heard it or seen it quite like this. I dare say in the 400 years since I first wrote it, neither have I. But I don't mind. Take liberties, my Thesbian friends, for great theater is meant to evolve. And tonight we dim the lights and transport you all to a land of kings and queens, fairies and nymphs, music and madrigal, yet most of all, trickery and love. For indeed, my play is ultimately a love story, and love can happen in the strangest ways, especially on a midsummer's night.
Anything can happen on a midsummer's night. It's so white and the stars so bright. Dreams come alive in the pale moonlight on a midsummer's night. Anything can happen when you're fast asleep in a woodland deep. Fairies fly, come and scream. Mind your prayers, your soul to keep when you're fast asleep. Love is screaming all around, in the trees and on the ground. Make believe, or is it true? Love might fall. Love might fall on you. Anything can happen when the lion roars and the plowman snores. We just sing come on. Open hearts need open doors when the lion roars, he roars. Anything can happen on the midsummer's night. In a mist so white and the stars so bright. Dreams come alive in the pale moonlight on a midsummer's night. On a midsummer's night. On a midsummer's night.
So there you have it. My play takes place in Athens and in its surrounding woods. The scene is a midsummer's night full of love, both old and young. Hence, allow me to introduce you to the characters who are in summer love. First of all, there is the dark-haired and beautiful Hermia.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what powers I am made bold, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
To die the death or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desire, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the liberty of a nun.
That's Theseus, the Duke of Athens. Well, they go on for a while like this, but the bottom line is that in royal Greece, a girl's father is supposed to choose her husband for her. Hermia's father is that fellow over there, by the name of Aegeus.
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my daughter, Hermia. Stand forth, my noble lord. Demetrius, this man hath my consent to marry her.
You see, Hermia's father wants her to marry that man, Demetrius.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
But Hermia doesn't love Demetrius. She loves that other one, Lysander, the dreamy poet.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's.
Scornful, scornful, scornful Lysander. She is mine, and all her right I state unto Demetrius.
But Demetrius loves my friend, Helena.
And this is essentially true, for only a week earlier Demetrius had sworn his love to Helena. That's her.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call me fair, that fair again unsay.
Demetrius loves you fair. O happy fair, your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable to a lark than a shepherd's ear. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
Are you with me so far? To recap, Hermia loves Lysander. Helena loves Demetrius. Demetrius loves Hermia this week, but she has been promised to him by her father Aegeus, whose advisor, Theseus, the Duke of Athens, is supposed to marry Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons, in 4 days hence, and it's only Act 1, Scene 1.
Ah me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth.
Permit me now to introduce you to a whole other group of characters who, in another part of town, have gathered to put on a play in honor of the Duke and Hippolyta's upcoming wedding. I call them the Mechanicals, because although they are sincere in their desire to please the Duke at his wedding party with a play, not one of them possesses an ounce of theatrical experience, or for that matter, talent. They are instead Quince, a carpenter, Snug, the joiner, Bottom, the weaver, Flute, the bellow mender, Snout, the tinkerer, and Starveling, the tailor.
A pack of actors we act out merrily. The happiest, cheeriest, jolly, and daringest pack of actors we. The finest thespians and coy comedians. The caringest, daringest, bold, and blaringest pack of actors we. I master any parts of perfect poise and heart. Of diction and dramatic fire, I am a work of art. In Athens, I'm the rage of famous any age.
I'm sure to win the lady's heart whene'er I take the stage.
Whene'er he takes the stage, a pack of actors we act out merrily. The happiest, cheeriest, jolly, and daringest pack of actors we. Now let me intersperse, I play in prose and verse. I feel all up better if we would just rehearse. The finest thespians and coy comedians, the caringest, daringest, bold, and blaringest pack of actors we.
So this bunch of very ordinary fellows are planning a play they wrote entitled The Most Lamentable Comedy and Most Cruel Death of Pyramus and Thisbe, in honor of the Duke's upcoming wedding. They plan to do this without offending any of the ladies in the audience with overly convincing death scenes or terrifying lion's roars. And did I mention they plan to accomplish this without 1 ounce of acting experience or talent? Undaunted, off our silly mechanicals go to rehearse in the woods. The same woods, may I remind you, as our young lovers, Hermia, Demetrius, Helena, and yes, the dreamy poet Lysander.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Of a hill, of a dale, through bush and briar, of a pot, of a pail.
Through a floor, through a fire, when I saw the fairy queen, to do her all upon the green.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen, come not within his sight.
Either I mistake shape and make him quiet, or else You're that shrewd and knavish sprite called Love and Goodfellow?
And not you he, that sprite the maidens of the village.
Over in the corn, and bootless makes the breathless housewife churn.
And sometimes make the drink to bail no barm, mislead night followers, laughing at their harm.
Those that hobgoblin coddle and sweet talk, you do their work and they should have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wonder of the night.
At this point in my play, I had the urge to introduce yet another group of characters. Not of this world, but of another. I give you Robin Goodfellow, or as you just heard, some call him Puck. Puck is the rascally attendant of the king of nymphs, Oberon. That other is a fairy that serves as the queen of fairies, Titania. The woods are full of imps, nymphs, and fairies. The newest problem is that the king of nymphs, Oberon, and the queen of fairies, Titania, are not getting along.
Tarry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady.
Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away. I shall chide down right if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury.
Did you get all that? You see, Titania had taken in a little boy after the boy's mother had died. Oberon wanted the boy as a servant, and Titania refused. King Oberon was not used to being denied. Because of their quarreling, the whole world was in disorder. Floods, famine, winds, and fog. Fairies and nymphs have that power, you know. Oberon enlists the aid of his helper Puck. He tells Puck of a special flower that grows in the west, a flower on which Cupid once let his arrow fall.
Fetch me that herb, the flower I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids made will make a man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees.
I'll put a girdle around the earth in 40 minutes.
By this, Puck means he'll get the flower whose juice is a potion for love. Oberon has plans to play such a devious trick on Queen Titania in hopes that she will be so humiliated she will relent and give him what he wants. With the juice of this flower in their eyes, the sleeper awakes and falls in love with the first being they lay eyes upon, be it handsome, beautiful, or beastly.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and a drop of the liquor of it in her eyes, and then when she, waking, looks upon, be it on a lion, bear, wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue with the soul of love. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
Oberon steps back to listen from the shadows, just as Demetrius and Helena enter.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not.
And even for that, I do love you more.
I am sick when I look at you.
And I am sick when I look not at you.
You do impeach your modesty too much. And where are Hermia and Lysander? You told me they would be here. I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of the wild beasts.
I'll follow thee to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
Give this to me. I pray thee, give it to me. I'll use the juice of this. I'll streak Titania's eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love.
By this he means Helena,
with a disdainful youth.
And here Demetrius.
Anoint his eyes, but do it so that the next thing he may espy may be the lady.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Farewell with melody, sing a sweet lullaby. Too long let's fingers rest. Leads us by the fresh money. We're lost and do no offense. Farewell with melody, singing a sweet lullaby.
Are we all met?
And here is a marvelous and convenient place for our rehearsal tonight.
Peter Quince?
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies could never abide. How answer you that?
By Larkin, a part of sphere.
I believe you must leave the killing out when all is done.
Will the ladies be afraid of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourself. To bring in a, God shield us, lion among ladies is the most dreadful thing. You must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name, and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so, but there are two hard things. That is, to bring moonlight into the chamber for when Thisbe and Pyramus meet by moonlight.
Does the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar, a calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine, find out moonshine.
Yes, it does shine that night.
Well, this is the ridiculous scene that our favorite hobgoblin Puck comes upon in the wood. Being the magician he is, he cannot resist having a little fun at the clown's expense.
What hempen homespuns have we here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, of odious savor sweet.
Odorous.
odorous savor sweet.
At this point, the great over-actor Bottom makes his exit as Pyramus. As he is off stage, Puck uses his special powers to affix the head of a donkey onto Bottom's own head. Bottom is completely unaware, but look what happens when he re-enters the scene.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only vain.
Oh, monstrous. Oh, strange. We are haunted. Pray masters, fly masters, help!
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afraid.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see a donkey head of your own, do you? I see their knavery. This is to make a donkey of me, to fright me, if they could. But I will not stir from this place.
The owl's a bird so black of hue, with orange tawny bill. The throstle with his notes so true. The wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
Look, Titania is waking up. Remember, she has the love potion in her eyes, meaning she will fall madly in love with the first one she sees. And look who she sees, the same old Bottom, but with the top of a donkey.
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo grey, whose note full many a man doth mark. There's not answer, there's not answer, nay.
Lord, what fools these mortals be is anything more dense. Nothing that they ever do makes a whit of common sense. Oh, what imbeciles, what louts with what they do and say. I can't believe, oh, one of them makes it through a single day. Check it out. Their brains move at a snail's pace, their mouths go so much faster. Each human that I overhear is a babbling disaster. They have the best of everything, but not a thing they earn. You'd think they'd get a hint someday, but these folks never learn. They're terrible at loving life, it's very clear to see. I ask you once and then again, what fools these mortals be. They make a gnarly mess of love, as you can plainly see. I ask you once and then again, what fools these mortals be. I ask you once and then again, what fools these mortals be.
everyone has gathered at the place of the wedding. Not just one wedding, but 3. The mechanicals' play has been chosen to be performed, so they are present with all their buffoonery.
Here comes the lover, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friend, joy and fresh day of love, accompany your heart.
And then it is time for the evening's entertainment.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill that you should think we come not to offend. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
Quince continued with a long and flowery prologue that leaves the audience confused and amused.
Gentles, perchance you may wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This is Pyramus, if you should know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is, for certain. This man with the lime and rough cast doth present Wall.
On and on he goes, introducing this man with a lantern, a dog, a bush of thorn. He introduces the moonshine and the grizzly lion, and quite frankly tells the entire plot of the story right to the death of Pyramus and Thisbe. The audience can hardly contain their laughter. The wall speaks.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall.
Flute plays the woman Thisbe, with a womanly voice and his beard packed into his costume.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus from me.
This is silliest stuff that I ever heard.
If we imagine no worse of them than of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come the 2 noble beasts, a man and a lion.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear, the smallest monster's mouse that creeps on floor, may now, perchance, both quake and tremble here, when lion rough and wildest rage doth roar.
He tells the audience that it is just he, Snug, and not a real lion.
Let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horn moon present.
He should have worn the thorns on his head.
This lantern doth the horn moon present. The man in the moon do seem to be.
It went downhill from here.
Where's Ninny's tomb? Where is my love?
Roar!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shoe, moon.
Well moused, lion.
Then came Pyramus.
And then the lion vanished.
And then Bottom, playing Pyramus, does one of the worst, greatest death scenes to ever disgrace the Elizabethan stage.
Thus I die. Thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. And now die. Die.
The moonshine and the lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and Wall too.
Will it please you to see the epilogue or to hear a Burgomass dance between two in our company?
No epilogue, no epilogue. I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Become your Burgomass, and let your epilogue alone.
The king and queen instruct all of the others to scatter through the hall and drop their blessings on all who love there. If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding than a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as he is an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, Now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call, and so good night unto you all.
Give me your hands to clean, my friends, and we shall restore amends.
Lord, what fools these mortals be is anything more dense. Nothing that they ever do makes a whit of common sense. Oh, what imbeciles, what louts with what they do and say. I can't believe, oh, one of them makes it through a single day. Check it out. Their brains move at a snail's pace, their mouths go so much faster. Each human that I overhear is a babbling disaster. They have the best of everything, but not a thing they earn. You'd think they'd get a hint someday, but these folks never learn. They're terrible at loving life, it's very clear to see. I ask you once and then again, what fools these mortals be. They make a gnarly mess of love, as you can plainly see. I ask you once and then again, what fools these mortals be. I ask you once and then again, what fools these mortals be.